In the pre-dawn hours at Cape Canaveral, a giant stands silent against the Florida sky. Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket, vertical on Launch Complex 36, cuts an impressive figure against the starlit backdrop. But something's not quite right. The launch window opened on January 6th, then the 7th passed, then the 8th, and still, New Glenn hasn't moved an inch. Meanwhile, 1,200 miles away in Starbase, Texas, SpaceX teams are already in the final stages of preparation for Starship Flight 7. The same Starship that just completed its spectacular 6th flight is nearly ready to soar again, while New Glenn, first announced back in 2016, remains Earthbound. The contrast couldn't be more striking. Just 2 days after Starship's successful 6th flight, Blue Origin finally raised New Glenn on its pad, a moment that should have heralded an imminent launch. Instead, as SpaceX openly shares updates about Flight 7's preparations, from FTS installation to precise launch timing, Blue Origin has gone mysteriously quiet. This tale of two rockets tells us something deeper about the current state of commercial spaceflight. Why has Blue Origin fallen silent just when their moment in the spotlight seemed at hand? And what does it mean for the future of competition in the launch industry when Starship, arguably the more complex vehicle, is moving at such a rapid pace? Hey everyone, welcome back to Elon Musk's 24 Hours. Today we're going to unpack everything about New Glenn's latest delay and what it means for the space race. And for those of you who've helped us reach 990,000 subscribers, thank you. We're on our way to 1 million, and your support means everything. Let's dive right in. The story of New Glenn began on a September morning in 2016. Jeff Bezos stood before a crowd of journalists and space enthusiasts, unveiling his vision for a rocket that would change the game. The renderings showed a massive vehicle stretching nearly as tall as the Saturn V that took humans to the moon. Bezos spoke with certainty that day. New Glenn would fly by 2020. The space community held its breath, eager to see America's next great rocket take flight. That was 7 years ago. Now, as we stand in the early days of 2024, that same rocket sits silently on Launch Complex 36. The December wind whistles through its massive frame, but the engines remain cold. Just weeks ago, this pad was electric with activity. On December 27, Blue Origin's new CEO Dave Limp stood proudly as New Glenn's first stage roared to life in its first hot fire test. The ground shook, and for a moment, it seemed like Blue Origin was finally ready to join the ranks of orbital launch providers. The FAA's approval came shortly after, opening a launch window from January 6th through the 12th. The space community buzzed with anticipation. After all, this wasn't just another rocket. This was supposed to be America's next heavy-lift vehicle, a true competitor to SpaceX's dominant Falcon family. Blue Origin even rolled out their rocket to the pad, raising it vertical just 48 hours after Starship's successful 6th flight. The timing seemed perfect, almost choreographed. Here was New Glenn, ready to make history, while its rival was still celebrating. But then, silence fell over Cape Canaveral. As January 6th came and went, Blue Origin's social media channels remained quiet. No updates, no announcements, no explanation. The space community, usually ablaze with speculation and excitement before a maiden flight, found itself staring at an information void. This silence speaks volumes, especially when contrasted with SpaceX's approach to Starship's development. Take Starship Flight 7, for instance. While New Glenn stands dormant, SpaceX has been methodically marching toward their next launch. They're not just preparing, they're sharing every significant step with the world. The B-14 boosters moved to the pad, the installation of the flight termination system on January 2nd, the detailed flight plans and observation aircraft schedules. It's all out there for everyone to see. This transparency isn't just about public relations, it's about building trust and excitement in the space program. The contrast between these two approaches cuts deeper than just communication styles. It reveals fundamentally different corporate cultures and visions for the future of spaceflight. SpaceX, under Elon Musk's leadership, has embraced a philosophy of rapid iteration and public learning. They're not afraid to fail in public, to show their work, to let the world watch as they push the boundaries of what's possible. This approach has paid off in ways that extend far beyond successful launches. SpaceX has completed 435 missions to orbit, handling an astounding 85% of Earth's payload to low Earth orbit. They've restored America's ability to launch astronauts to space, breaking a decade-long dependence on Russian rockets. But perhaps most importantly, they've shown that space travel doesn't have to be slow, expensive, or shrouded in secrecy. Blue Origin's journey tells a different story. Despite being founded before SpaceX, their contributions to orbital spaceflight remain aspirational. They've achieved remarkable successes with their suborbital New Shepard vehicle, but reaching orbit, the true gateway to space, has proven more challenging. The company's careful, methodical approach, embodied in their motto, Gradatim Ferociter, step by step, ferociously, stands in stark contrast to SpaceX's rapid development cycle. This latest delay with New Glenn raises uncomfortable questions about Blue Origin's ability to compete in the modern space race. It's not just about getting to orbit anymore, it's about how quickly and efficiently you can do it. SpaceX has revolutionized the economics of spaceflight, making launches more affordable and accessible than ever before. Their Falcon 9 rocket, with its reusable first stage, has become the workhorse of the commercial space industry. Starship promises to take this revolution even further, with full reusability and unprecedented payload capacity. The impact of these competing approaches extends far beyond the launch pad. In Texas, SpaceX's presence has transformed communities. Brownsville, once a quiet border town, is now known as Starbase. The company has created thousands of jobs, sparked local business growth, and turned rocket launches into tourist attractions. Property values have soared, and space-themed murals decorate the streets. This isn't just industrial development, it's cultural transformation. Jeff Bezos understands transformation. As the founder of Amazon, he revolutionized retail, growing a garage-based online bookstore into a global empire that handles over 40% of US online retail sales. His business acumen is undeniable. Amazon's growth from $650 million in annual sales in 1999 to an estimated $540 billion in merchandise sales today speaks to his ability to execute on long-term visions. This makes New Glenn's delays all the more puzzling. The same man who turned customer obsession into a retail revolution seems unable to bring that same rapid innovation to spaceflight. Perhaps that's why Bezos made the crucial decision to bring in Dave Limp as Blue Origin's new CEO in December 2023. Limp's appointment signals a recognition that something needs to change. The current situation, with New Glenn standing silent while Starship prepares for its 7th flight, perfectly encapsulates the state of commercial spaceflight in 2024. On one side, we have SpaceX's rapid, public, iterative approach, pushing the boundaries of what's possible while bringing the public along for the ride. On the other, we have Blue Origin's more traditional, methodical strategy, carefully planning each step but struggling to maintain momentum. If New Glenn launches after Starship Flight 7, it won't just be a scheduling coincidence. It will be a symbolic moment in the commercial space race. It will highlight the growing gap between companies that treat space access as a product to be rapidly improved and those that approach it as a traditional aerospace project. But let's be clear, this isn't about picking winners and losers. Competition in the space industry benefits everyone. New Glenn's eventual launch, whenever it happens, will be a crucial milestone in humanity's journey to become a spacefaring civilization. The rocket's 7-meter fairing, its reusable first stage, its powerful BE-4 engines. These are all important innovations that will help push the industry forward. The real question isn't whether New Glenn will fly, it's whether Blue Origin can adapt to the pace of modern space development. Can they maintain their careful, methodical approach while still meeting the demands of a rapidly evolving industry? The answer to that question will shape not just the future of Blue Origin, but the future of commercial spaceflight itself. As we watch these two titans of industry chart different courses to the stars, one thing becomes crystal clear. We're living through a pivotal moment in spaceflight history. Whether New Glenn launches tomorrow or next month, its journey has already taught us valuable lessons about innovation, transparency, and the true pace of progress in the modern space age. The next few weeks will be crucial. Will New Glenn finally take to the skies? Will Starship's 7th flight push the boundaries even further? These are the questions that keep space enthusiasts up at night, and they're exactly the kind of stories we're committed to bringing you here at Elon Musk 24 Hours. If you want to stay updated on every development in this unfolding space race, hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of 1 million subscribers. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on New Glenn's delays and Starship's rapid progress. Are you Team Gratitim Ferociter or Team Rapid Innovation? Share this video with fellow space enthusiasts who need to understand what's really happening in commercial spaceflight. This is Elon Musk 24 Hours, bringing you the latest in space innovation, one launch at a time. See you in our next video. In October 2023, a single Raptor engine made history when Super Heavy booster B-12 touched down in SpaceX's first successful catch. Today, that same engine, nicknamed Raptor Pi for its distinctive pizza slice marking, is about to write the next chapter in spaceflight history. After months of speculation, Elon Musk himself has confirmed what eagle-eyed SpaceX watchers have suspected. Raptor Pi is being prepared for its second flight. This isn't just another launch. It's the moment SpaceX proves that the most powerful rocket engine ever built can be used again. While the space industry watches in amazement, SpaceX isn't just pushing boundaries. They're rewriting the rules of what's possible. As we prepare for Flight 7, featuring the S-33 and B-14 pairing, we're witnessing the dawn of true rocket engine reusability. This is Elon Musk 24 Hours, and today we're breaking down exactly how SpaceX is revolutionizing spaceflight, one reused engine at a time. Let's dive right in. The story of Raptor Pi begins on a day that changed spaceflight forever. As Super Heavy booster B-12 descended from the Texas sky last October, the world held its breath. Years of development, countless iterations, and the dreams of thousands of engineers all culminated in those final moments. When the catch arms embraced B-12, they weren't just catching a rocket, they were catching the future. Among B-12's array of powerful engines, one stood out. Engine number 314, marked with its distinctive pizza slice symbol, had performed flawlessly during the mission. But unlike its predecessors that ended their journeys in the ocean, Raptor Pi was destined for something greater. The engineering team carefully removed it from B-12, knowing they weren't just preserving a piece of history, they were preparing for the next giant leap. The significance of reusing a Raptor engine cannot be overstated. Each Raptor is a masterpiece of engineering, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in rocket propulsion. The engine operates at pressures that would crush most machinery, handling temperatures that could melt nearly any metal. Yet SpaceX has achieved something remarkable. They've made it durable enough to fly again. This achievement didn't happen overnight. The journey from the original Raptor to today's Raptor 2 has been marked by continuous innovation. Each iteration brought improvements in reliability, performance, and most crucially, reusability. The fact that Raptor Pi is ready to fly again proves that SpaceX's relentless pursuit of perfection is paying off. Now, as we look at B-14 being prepared for Flight 7, we're seeing the next chapter unfold. The integration of Raptor Pi into this new booster isn't just a technical achievement, it's a testament to SpaceX's vision. They're not just building rockets, they're building a sustainable future for space exploration. The key to this future lies in SpaceX's revolutionary catch system. When critics question the wisdom of catching a massive rocket with mechanical arms, SpaceX saw the bigger picture. The Mechazilla system isn't just about preventing damage during landing. It's about enabling rapid reuse. By bringing the booster directly back to the launch mount, SpaceX has eliminated the need for complex transportation and lengthy refurbishment procedures. This breakthrough in processing time is crucial. Traditional rocket engines require months of inspection and refurbishment between flights. But SpaceX's data from B-12's landing shows that their engines maintained exceptional health throughout the mission. This means that with proper design and careful operation, these engines can potentially fly multiple times with minimal downtime. The contrast with other rocket companies is striking. While Blue Origin's BE-4 engine made its debut earlier this year, and Chinese companies raced to develop their own reusable engines, SpaceX is already moving to the next phase. The gap isn't just technological, it's philosophical. While others aim for partial